So the first and the foremost thing and the most important thing, I want you to be little careful here, that if you truly want to control the experience of your life, if you truly want to have control over your destiny, then it is very important then you actually reverse this equation first. So when you understand this equation, then suddenly you will have a great sense of freedom in your life. Before you try to understand that how to control your destiny, it is very important for you to understand that what actually is the meaning of controlling your destiny. I want you to practically observe in your life also that if something happens in your life that you don't like, that makes your experience of life unpleasant, and if something happens in your life that you like, then it makes the experience of your life pleasant. So the point here is that when this urge comes within you that how to control your destiny, it means that somewhere you want to actually control the experience of your life, because if you have control experience of your life, that means you can decide that all your life, moment to moment, every moment, you can choose to be happy because you have control over your experiences. So in other words, if I say that controlling destiny means controlling the experience of life, and if you have control over experience of your life, then you have control over your destiny. So now point comes that how to control your destiny and how to control the experience of your life. I want you to understand that you can practically observe your life, and you can practically observe many other people's life also, that there is a certain set of equation in every people's life in which there are three aspects, and these three aspects of this equation is: one is having, one is doing, and one is feeling. When I say having, doing and feeling, today 99.999% of the people's lives equation is just this, that what you have is determining how you feel, or what you do is determining how you feel. What am I trying to say here is that if I have small house, then I am not happy. If I'll have big house, then I'll be happy. If I have this kind of job, I'm not happy. If I'll have that kind of job, I'll be happy. If my husband is good, then I'm not happy. If my husband will be like that, then I'll become happy. What am I trying to say here is that what you have in your life is determining the experience of your life. At the same time, if you look at the second aspect, what you get to do in your life is determining the experience of your life. What I mean to say here is that if I have to do this job, my experience of life is bad. But if I have to get that job, then I'll become happy. It's like this: when government actually imposed the lockdown, then so many people were so unhappy that they didn't know how to live in their homes, which means they did not know how to be when they have to live in their home. They maybe wanted to go to some malls, they wanted to travel to some other places because they had got the restrictions of doing. So what am I trying to say here is, if you look at the entire equation of most of the people, their life of experience is dominated by what they have and what they are getting to do. So the first and the foremost thing and the most important thing, I want you to be little careful here, that if you truly want to control the experience of your life, if you truly want to have control over your destiny, then it is very important then you actually reverse this equation first. What I mean to say by reversing this equation is that how you feel should come at the first point, then what you get to do is come at the second point, and then what kind of things and people you have in your life come at the third place. If you reverse this equation, then there are very high chances that your experience of life will come 100% in your control. Then now it is not being determining by what you do and what kind of people or things you have. What I mean to say here is, whether I have 10 rupees in my pockets or I have 10,000 crore rupees in my pocket, my experience of life is within me and I know how to determine it. Whether I have a small house or I have a big house, or I have a good husband or I have a bad husband, or I have a good wife or I have a bad wife, my experience of life is now determined by me, not by somebody else or something else. So when you understand this equation, then suddenly you will have a great sense of freedom in your life. At the same time, what you get to do in your life also should not determine that how you should feel. Whether you do this job or you do that job, your experience of life should happen within you, and you should know how to take charge of it, and you should know how to drive it, rather than if I only get to do this kind of work, then only I'll be happy. Well, for all your life you would not be able to do the things. Why am I saying you that this entire equation has to get reversed? Because unless how you feel is determined by what kind of things and people you have and what you get to do, there will always be insecurity, there will always be dynamism, because external situations will always change, people will change, things will change, surroundings will change, people's perception about you will change. How many things you would control in your life to control your destiny? Actually almost nothing. That is why I am saying, to have control over your destiny, to have control over experience of your life, you have to change and you have to reverse this entire equation. You should not be like, what I have, what I get to do, then only I feel like this. It should be like this. How I feel should be determined by me, irrespective of what I have and what I get to do. Now comes the question that you will have to understand, that it's easy to say that you can just reverse this equation and your life will come in your control, but it's not as easy that I'm speaking in front of this camera that you can just reverse this equation and things will happen. I want you to understand that I have made a complete separate video in this topic, in which I have in detail elaborated that how to have this sense of freedom within yourself, that how you can manipulate the chemistry within yourself, how you can develop the chemistry of joy, how you can develop the chemistry of bliss, how you can manipulate the chemistry which is happening in your brain. If you know this entire science, if you know this entire work of how to get the things done, then you will have a great sense of freedom, and you would be able to develop the chemistry of bliss, you would be able to develop the chemistry of joy, and you would be able to have charge of experience of your life, which means that you will have the control of your destiny in your hands. So the objective of this video was just this, that you should know that how to actually control the destiny in real meaning. That's all for this video. Thank you so much.